which, guys, how crazy is that, right? Like, insane. I'm just gonna keep hitting refresh just to get the updates as they come in. But I wanted to talk about Joe Biden because, guys, again, listen to me, okay? Joe Biden definitely, Joe Biden. One thing about it, actually, I'm surprised that's my first time doing that because I love Joe. Um, that's, that's my president. Nope, joking. But one thing about Joe, I listen to him all the time, so I'm surprised that's my first time slipping between their names. But Joe Biden is definitely on his way out of here. I knew when I found out his age. I thought I was joking. I really thought this man was about to be 90. I knew when I found out his age that he wasn't going to make it another 4 years. I'm really shocked that they fought so hard to make us believe that he was going to make it another 4 years, because just how in the fuck would we believe that? Oh, wow, yeah. Donnie had quite a bit of blood on him. Really red. But anyways, into Joe. So Joe, I don't...
Picked Vice President Trump to be vice president. So I think she was not qualified to be president.
In the front row, Biden's national security advisor rubbed his face nervously. The others stared straight ahead, no doubt aware the cameras were upon them. It may have been forgivable on its own, but it followed another mortifying mistake at an event just before, when he was introducing President Zelenskyy of Ukraine.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. President Putin. He's going to beat President Putin. President Zelenskyy. I'm so focused on beating Putin, we got to worry about it. Anyway.
This NATO summit, he's talking. And what got me is not only did he confuse Zelenskyy, who is the, I guess you would say, president of Ukraine. I don't know if that's the term they use. But president of Ukraine with Vladimir Putin, his sworn enemy. You then call your VP, which again lets me know they kept Kamala locked away somewhere until they needed her to speak for the black voice. Which is another reason why I said when they went and got her, I'm pretty certain I said this. I hope I said this on a podcast. When they went and got her, it was a fucking joke. They were literally just trying to get in black woman voters. That's what they wanted. They just wanted the black woman vote. So they said, let's go jump and get Kamala. If you ever thought they were going to take that lady serious, you're a fucking lunatic. Like, they were never going to do that. They wanted a vote, so they went and got who they could get, who could sign on. And respectfully so, it goes to show when he's introducing or talking about her, he called her, I won't say he called her, he referred to her as Vice President Trump. He said, I would have Vice President Trump. You gotta take a listen. You gotta take a listen, because it's like, that's not even that lady name. I could see if he said Vice President Kamala Harrison, right? Like, he had her name, but it wasn't all the way her name. You know what I'm saying? I would have rocked with that, because I would have said, maybe, he's Sleepy Joe, the battery's dying, and he just has to go and get charged up again. You know what I mean? Or maybe, like I always say, the person in his ear, it came through a little staticky, so he heard Kamala Harrison and not Kamala Harris, right? Like, maybe that happened. But for you to refer to your vice president as, again, your sworn enemy, President Trump, I just simply don't think there's any denying how messed up he is. There's just no more denying it. You know what I mean? And you can't shrug it off. You can't say, oh, the teleprompter was like, there's nothing for you to say, because any sane person, any lucid person with an operating brain between their shoulders would know who they are introducing and who they are speaking to. If you asked me to name my mother, I would be able to just quickly spit it out to you. If you asked me to name members of my family, I would just quickly spit it out to you. If you ask me to name who is my boss, I would just quickly spit it out to you. But if you ask someone who is clearly dealing with some sort of issue, word on the curb is it's Parkinson's. But if you're dealing with someone with some sort of health issue that is affecting their cognizant brain and like understanding and speaking and all of those different type of functions, yeah, they may not spit it out quickly and or right. And we are in a fucked up place because we're coming off of the heels of what happened not too long ago at his presidential debate. Now we're getting past the presidential debate and you can't even introduce your vice president right. You can't introduce this man. You're sending billions. I almost fucked around and got mad, y'all. He is sending billions to this man and he can't even give his name correctly. You calling him Vladimir Putin and you don't even know the man's name that you're giving billions and billions of dollars to, and you want to send troops over to fight his war and you don't know his name and he's standing next to you. We are in a crisis because what the hell? That don't make too much sense to me. Like I always say, it's my tax money.